Let me ask you a question. Have you ever watched the old Pink Panther movies? If you have, then you remember Inspector Clouseau's loyal, slightly deranged assistant named Cato. His job was to attack him without warning, right? Clouseau would be brushing his teeth, enjoying a book, walking into his apartment, and bam, Cato would launch out of the closet like a caffeinated ninja. Now, why did he do that? It was to keep the inspector sharp, to make sure he was always ready. Now, the funny thing is, Cato might have actually been onto something, because most people start a business or dream of changing their life, and then they collapse when someone asks them the simplest question in the world. What do you do for a living? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been at a party or introduced to someone new and they ask you that? This is where most people completely unravel. Their heart rate spikes, their brain goes blank, and suddenly they start giving what I call verbal diarrhea, right? They're dumping out every detail, every idea, every hope, and half-formed business plans. And 5 minutes later, the other person still has no clue what they do. But now they're nodding politely, they're scanning the room, and they're looking for an emergency exit or pretending they forgot something in the oven. Now look, it's not their fault. Nobody ever taught us how to own our answer. But in business, clarity isn't optional. It's oxygen, okay? And if you can't explain what you do in one sentence, the opportunity dies before it ever begins. And that's why today we're going to do something fun, something powerful, something that sharpens you the same way Cato sharpened Clouseau. It's called the Cato Challenge. You get to tell your friends and family, anyone who will play along, that at any moment they have the permission to jump out and surprise you with one question. What do you do for a living? Your job is to be ready, and not with a speech, not with a documentary, just one clean line that makes people lean in instead of backing away. Here it is, your Cato line. I help Gen Xers escape the 9-to-5 grind by building an automated online business that they can run in just 2 hours a day. That's it. Not a paragraph, not a therapy session, one sentence that speaks directly to the pain Gen X feels. Working harder than ever, while retirement drifts further away like a mirage. And then, like clockwork, wait, what do you mean automated? Look, that's the invitation. That's the doorway. That's where business begins. Because automation means your business works when you don't. It talks when you sleep. It follows up when you're at dinner. It sells without you chasing anyone. That's what the Legacy Builder program teaches. A done-for-you automated system, a step-by-step blueprint, and a 2-hour workday that respects your time. Not an MLM, not a pitch fest, a real online business, one that doesn't steal your evenings, your weekends, or your dignity.